to win with us or you watch us win. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Come on. God did. Time to say a prayer. Yes. God did. Always believed in us. AfroEconomics Live. Woo! You're going to always laugh. Never relax. Come on. Refuse to be broke. Yes. God forgive us. Mm, God did. I knew we'd make it. They didn't believe in us mistakes, but God did. Thank you, everybody. See you. Yes. Mm. Yes, he did. God did his thing when he made me. Woo! Yes, he did. Speak. It is so good to see you, Miss Davis. We even got company in the studio. I don't know Suzette, but she came in there anyway. Suzette showing off. What she doing, Miss Reagan? Suzette gonna call the offices. She gonna become a member. Yes, she is. When you become a member, Suzette, you too can be in the studio, Afro Economics, but you can hang out in the live and you can hang out in the all the social media and you can chat. Indeed. How you doing? Cousin Deborah Patrick in the house in VA Beach. Look at Miss Reagan. Turn on your camera, Miss Reagan, so we can see you in OHIO. We got everybody all over the planet. Got Stone Mountain, Ohio, Virginia. I love it. Pittsburgh. Y'all showing out tonight because y'all living your best life. Live your best life. You know, we are talking about living our best life, y'all. Like, how we gonna do this thing? Experiences. Experiences up against we're fighting experiences. No, like not fighting, but trying to decide like what has the most value, experiences or things. And it's funny because there's just so much money out there that there is extensive research on what people like to spend their money on and how satisfied you are on different things that you spend your money on, like how people feel after they spend their money on things. But I personally, like, before COVID, I was on a movement of minimalism. I was like, I am going to like minimize. Like, I don't want all this stuff. I don't want all this stuff. Like, in minimalism is kind of attached to the life of experiences, of like experiences carry more value than things, because when you move to having less things, you're basically saying that I want to enjoy my life more, so I want to be able to go and do things. But then you see kind of now, and that was like years ago, and then I went through like this accumulation phase, I guess, of And then now I'm going to go back to that of I'm just going to get rid of stuff again. Like, cuz I can now. Like, and because there's no reason for that. And I want to be able to go to, the New York office when I want to go to the DC office when I want to go to Georgia when I want to go, be in Virginia when I want to go, and go to, DC when I want to go, that's, good evening right back at you, Mr. Jenkins. Go to Ohio when I want to go. Like, get to Pittsburgh when I want to see Queen Hawkins, Queen Howard, and do what I got to go to Florida and see Miss Hawkins when I want to go. But when you have all this stuff, you can't. So it's like kind of you really have to decide with your own life. Like, there's a lot of research that has shown that experiences carry more value for people than things. But at the same time, in 2018, I can find research that says, oh, no, 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 no. Things carry more value than things. So it really matters on where the person is in, where you are. So when I first thought about the topic, I was going to kind of push like where I was. And I really don't think that that's fair because there's still a lot of people who are into like things like they're putting like 50,000, like some of y'all listening are putting like $50,000 into your windows right now. So I ain't mad at you because that thing is very important to you. You want your house right because that's where you want to live for the rest of your life. I don't know if I would do that. I don't know if I would do, say it's off to. But it's easy for me to say, you know what I'm saying? Because that that you know what I'm saying. But I just my home is new, so I would have to make that decision. But I don't know if I would do that. Like but and also because my thoughts are I would like to have less, right? I would like for my home to be smaller. My daughter is soon gonna be gone. She's gonna want her own, you know what I'm saying? And I would rather take my money and give it to her to get hers so that I could just be visiting through hers and you know what I mean? And just be gone so I could be in Stone Mountain harassing Miss Davis than to be, you know what I'm saying? Like not. And to be just on my motorcycle going across the world and like camping out in Rock Creek Park. Then, that, but it depends. But I do feel that it's time for each of us to feel the power of asking questions about what is important to you. Like, is a 6-bedroom house with 5 bathrooms important to Mr. Jones? Like in 5 acres and some horses out back. Is that, or will it be more important to him to visit that ranch, the experience of visiting that ranch, or would he want to be like Miss Davis and have to buy that ranch and live on it every day? You know, or Angela, would you have to buy it? Like, what do you think? Like, y'all give me some feedback. Is it experiences or things that you're into?
It depends. It can be both a little bit. I think it depends on what it is.
What? That's a horrible answer. So you're wrong. Wrong.
Okay, Mr. Jones, your turn.
You have like an X through your face. I wish I had an X. I have to get me some X's. Like red X is across her face.
I'm
I don't.
gonna I'm going to agree with Miss Howard and Miss Davis and say it can be a combination of both.
Oh, whatever. X through his face too. I feel like, look, slide y'all like boom, like boom. Okay, one contestant left. You get all the money. I have 100,000. I have 100,000 for you. $100,000 on the line for you. What do you like? And look, and then he called you. What did he call you, Miss Howard? Her name is Angela Reagan. Thank you, Mr. Jones. What do you call her? I don't know. Don't even talk to him because you get the $100,000. This, do you know how to unmute yourself? She might not even know how to unmute yourself. You're the worst contestant of all. Look, you can't even unmute yourself. Look, she's like talking. So, oh, really? Oh, I see. That's what you like. She's probably saying both too. We can't hear you at all. Thank you. Okay. Turn your volume up. Try that. Like try to turn your volume up. Try now. I don't know why the and you're unmuted. Wow. Look, he put both in there with a capital letter. You're lucky she has no volume because she almost took all the money. She almost took all the money. I had the $100,000. How about a combination? What in the world? Here comes Mr. Jenkins with the combination of the both. Sometimes a material thing can remind you of an experience. Mm, 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 mm. Both, Mr. Newell. Y'all just non-committal people. Both and both. Yeah, I get it. I get it. Like, I mean, you just can't live life without buying some things. You gotta live somewhere. You know what I'm saying? You gotta do something. But it's like, but how you doing, Miss Vicky Vaughn? Yes, indeed. My my beautiful high school classmate. She is very young and beautiful. Yes. She graduated from high school in the 2000s. Yes, she did. Yes. Some of you might be wondering. so the so definitely like about my let's think about like experiences according to research result in longer lasting happiness. According to the research, they're saying that the responses say that experiences, when you spend your money on experiences, that they result in longer lasting happiness than material possessions. This is what it's saying. Now, there's also research that says, depends on how much money you have, right? Because if a person doesn't have a whole lot of money and they really have to buy a material item, like then that wouldn't really be applicable because if a person needs a flat screen television, then they responded to that question as no, because buying my flat screen TV gave me a lot more pleasure than spending the money on taking a cruise. Because my family needed that flat screen television. But if you ask a person like you all that already has a flat screen television, that what is more important to you, this an experience or this material item? You already have these material items, so of course you can say, oh, I need this experience, because you have, you know what I mean, you're talking about things that you haven't done yet, where a person who doesn't, you know me, who's talking about basic things, it might be seen as, oh, they're more materialistic, but they're not more materialistic. It's just that they're taking care of basic needs, and you're able to take care of extra. So you're looking at experiences, they're taking care of, oh, I need this. You know what I'm saying? I need this. I need the apartment. I need this house. I need this, you know what I mean? Things I'm taking care of needs. You're talking about experiences, getaways, long weekends, stuff like that. Like, they're not there. So um the sample group on these thoughts makes a big difference. And that is why, like, um, that's why this discussion is also very important, because sometimes we're our community is doing things that they shouldn't be doing. And they're skipping needs and going on to experiences where they should be taking care of needs. And they're not at the experience, they're not at the experience stage, and they're on, to experiences, but they're not really ready. So I can have like this discussion with my clients about, hey, I want y'all to do some experiences. You've earned this. You're at this stage. You've got all of this stuff. Lord, you have enough TVs. You have enough cars. You've got 10 weeks of vacation. My goodness, use it. Have some experiences. You know what I'm saying? And who's the one that posts on social media that they went to Dubai? Not my client. The person that left their child with my client. you know, they left the 3 kids with my child, and they got it, and they went. And my clients now going to work, keeping their grandkids or great grandkids, and they still working. So that is like a challenge for us to like make sure that we're saying no and keeping our priorities in our community stacked correctly, so that our legacies are protected correct, because they need your help on keeping their priorities straight. They can't do what you should be doing. So, when we're talking about experiences, I want this, what I mean, to be audience specific, for us to like, yeah, there are some of you that really need to be focusing on more experiences. Like, we do need to do some experiences, and of the and then some of the advantages again of experiences, that experiences um encourage, like, allow you to have better connections with people, because you'll be out and about, meeting new people, talking to people, exchanging, socializing, because you're going somewhere new. So experiences encourage us to be more mindful, because we're learning something new. Like, this week I went to two new classes, because I said I was going to go to, yoga classes, and I went to one on Sunday, and then one on Tuesday night or Monday night. I think it was Tuesday night. I don't know. Tuesday would have been yesterday, so it must have been Monday. So it was Sunday morning. I went to one called Body Balance, and then I went to one called Restorative. But I was just like, I'm just gonna do it. But I wanted to do something that I wasn't good at, and I wanted to do something. But it gave me a new experience, and it was didn't cost me anything, but
But
my time. Hmm? What she said? What she say? Juvenile delinquent. And but how many times? Look, what'd you say?
sorry, oh, I was talking. Sorry, forgive me.
Oh, you weren't talking to me. I told
No.
you you were juvenile delinquent. Mm, exactly. But how many times, like, have you done something? In each of you, have any of you done something this week that you have never done before, other than me? Because I'm the most perfect. I'm the most perfect. I've done two new things this week, and I was very bad at it. I was very bad at both things because I was very new. One time I was turned the exact wrong direction. Everybody in the class was looking at me. You know how like everybody's turned that way and you're turned that way, so everybody knows like you're wrong. Like I was I was like turned there and they were all going that direction. And I just stayed the wrong direction. And I was like, why do I have to turn around? And the teacher was like, you're not gonna turn around? Why should I turn around? It's yoga. Like, can I just stay this way? And she said, turn around. That's so stupid. I'm so rogue. Aren't I rogue? Why in the world would I turn around though? I'm in my space. I'm in my yoga space. This is yoga. I'm turned. Why we gotta all turn? Why we all have to be the same direction? That first of all, that's why I don't like line dancing. Because why do we all have to do the same thing anyway? That, like, so why is it? Why do we all have to do the same thing? Like that's so silly. Like, why can't we just all dance together and then like just all dance together? I mean, do you know how much better line dancing would be if they would just let us all dance together?
Well, see, JB, it's not line dancing then because it's the uniformity behind it.
Oh, that's crazy. That's crazy. We can still stay in a line. We can still stay in a line. Come on, Angela, please help me out here. Can we still stay in a line? Look at how creative it would be. And you can see who can really dance. I could tear it up. I could do my dance. She could do her dance. I'll be like, you know what I'm saying? And I could do whatever I want to do. And I wouldn't have to be out. What if I don't like that? What if I don't like what you're doing? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. That's so stupid. 1, 2. You know what?
See, that means you need to
What
go
about this
to,
one? Drop it like it's hot. Drop it,
yeah,
drop it, drop it like
you
it's
need to be in a totally different dance class. You need to come out of the class where it's
hot.
uniformity.
Let's call it freestyle.
Well, see, that
Freestyle.
means you need to go to the freestyle class because you're
Oh,
sitting in the wrong class.
how many more people would come out if they would just dance, line dance, and people would just men would come. Those classes would be packed. They don't do it because they don't want people to have freedom. They don't. If they don't want freedom, they don't want creativity. I'm telling you, they are trying to hold down the people.
No, 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 that's not it. And you know it.
Give the people what they want. I'm going up in there.
But see, that's what the people want.
I'm
But wait a
making
minute.
it. No structure, nothing. Mr. Jones, come on, structure. We don't need structure. We need an entrepreneur freestyle. Like that's why I can't take it because it doesn't recognize the entrepreneur in people. There's like, I mean, it doesn't recognize the experience. What about my experience? What I want?
Mr. Jones, help me get her back on the right track, because yes.
People, I mean, literally, everybody comes out. They come out, they want to dance. Like people deserve
You
to.
know what? You know what, Miss Davis? I'm gonna have to go with JB on this one because I hate
Thank
line
you.
dancing too. I can't stand it.
Yeah,
I
it's
think
But
I hate line dancing.
you
the,
stuck in that, right? You stuck. You stuck in that,
see,
like,
It's not that I'm stuck. It's that I'm the one who always messes up the line.
thank you, thank you. Well, you shouldn't feel that way because what you're being is creative. You just have
Okay.
another idea of what should happen at that point in the song. Like
Mm.
Wobble Wobble, Wobble Wobble is a creative song. So I'm out there and I'm dancing, right? Wobble Wobble. I'm like, whoa, this is a nice song. And then all of a sudden these people take over. They take over. They just start coming on the floor and they expect me to move. They expect me to leave the dance floor
Yeah.
because they expect me to leave. They expect
well,
me
I
to
think
leave
they
the floor.
probably want you to just step aside because you're breaking the uniformity of
That
it.
is so mean. That is so mean. That is so rude. That is so rude. That is straight rude. That's a song. That song, just because they want to do that on that song, that's rude. That's a good song. Wobble wobble. Hey, big girl. I mean, why does that mean like everybody has to do that? That who said that? I don't know, like that those are the steps. Who decided that? Those are the steps. Only steps that can be done to that song. Robbed everybody of any other experience to that song. So they changed that experience into a thing. Now wobble wobble is a thing. You understand that? It is a thing, but it should be an experience. I'm changing wobble wobble back to an experience, and I'm going to make it mine. We can make it our experience. So, and then you will have more joy. According to research, if you would let people just dance to that song, we would have more joy. That's research, not just me. And then experience make us less materialistic. Money spent on experience give us a greater return on our investment because of that of that additional joy because of looking back on the experience and remembering it and the dividend that it's said that you receive from that investment of the memory of the time that you have with that experience. Where on the flip side, research says that material items, our joy from them declines over time. Isn't that something? That like you buy the car and the car, you become less satisfied with the car over time, but you might always appreciate a great memory of a trip to Greece, a trip, a nice concert or something like that. And it said no matter how much you spent.
And that's what it was for me because I don't really splurge on myself, but I love to take vacations. I would love to take, especially before COVID, I would love to take vacations. And that was those were beautiful experiences for me.
Wow.
Yeah.
That when you were on your vacation, you like the getaways.
Love the getaways. Love the getaways. And
That's so
I
nice.
would like people would save their vacation time at my job. I'm taking all mine at one time. I'm getting all mine in. I'm getting all mine in.
Yeah. But it does like take a while to wind down. Didn't you realize that like that it would take like if you don't, you basically need like 2 weeks just to get that first week just to wind down, and then the second week you're on vacation. I felt like that, like
No,
just
I would go 2 days after I get my vacation. I'm on vacation. But what I would wind down is when I come back from vacation before I go back to work.
so you would come back, and then the next week you'd have time before you went back to
Back to
work.
work.
That's
Yes.
smart. That's
Yes.
real smart. Because a lot of people like come back and they
And
go
go
right
right
back.
back to work. I,
That's real hard.
yeah. No, I go right on vacation, then take some time before I go back to work.
And they come back to work. When they come back straight back to work, they're like angry. Have you know, have you ever seen people like that, Angela? They be like,
But they are angry at themselves because they came right back to work.
yeah, they're just
Yeah.
like mad. Like you're like,
Yeah.
did you have a good time? And they're like, yeah. Like, well, I'm glad. Like, like you look at it like something went wrong. They're like, no, I just don't want to be back here. Oh man, they feel sorry for him. Like that. Like, like don't want to be back at work. Like, oh man, like they're like, I'm just counting down the time not to retire from this place. I like, like, the nature of my work. Like, I like see there's so many people that just don't enjoy their work, and that hurts me. That really hurts me because your work itself, I feel, should be an experience. Like, it's really nice when you're enjoying your work, and because your life is like your life is an experience. You know what I'm saying? So you want to be able to like look back on your work, and when you're not working, and be able to say like, oh, this happened and that happened, and and your work have positive thoughts about it. And I remember when we used to this at work, and we used to have this at work. I mean, especially for me, like, you all are like my friends. Like, I mean, like, I am so sincere. This is my safe place. And I was talking to someone about a speaking engagement away from here today, and I was like, why am I even thinking about doing that? Like, I don't even enjoy like speaking away from you all. And I don't have to do that. Like, and there's many things that I do for free. I don't understand, why I do, you know what I mean? Why I would even put myself at that risk, to go and do something away. you know I know when I was in the discussion, they were kind of talking to me like they had to like talk to these people at the credit union also, as if I was like up against someone at the credit union. And then I said, yeah, I understand, of course. I said, but you know what, if you're considering me or someone that works at the credit union, definitely make sure you get the person at the credit union. I said, because if they, you know what I'm saying? If that's what it's come down to, you know what I'm saying? Definitely, I don't want to speak. When you're talking about a historically Black organization, and they're saying the first, one of the first Black firms on the planet, or a white credit union, and y'all don't know, you know what I'm saying? Which one? You know what I'm saying? I don't even think you need me there. I don't even think we should be talking about this. And I was trying to say it in the most polite way possible. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Let me make it easy for you.
Yeah.
Let me
Let
make
me
it
make
easy
it
for you.
easy for you. This is the most disrespectful conversation of my life. Like, you got me feeling like Harriet Tubman here.
Wow.
And, and the person they're going to get paid to go or get comp time, and they're not going to have like basically, you know what I mean, all of the experience and all of the degrees and all of the licenses, all of the, you know what I'm saying? I'm coming with all of this for free. What are we talking about? I just felt like that. I felt like that, but I didn't say it. But you just felt like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I was like, sis, you like hurting my feelings here. I said, but you know what? I said, well, you know what? See, what you're doing is you're talking to the president of this company. But when you talk to them, you're talking to an employee. But you talking to the boss over here. So when you're saying what you're saying to me is that you're telling the boss, I'll get back to you. But when you talk to them, it really doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter to them. She said, well, what? Well, you know, just tell me what day. I said, I work every day. I said, well, I said, she said, well, I said, you know, just let me know what day. I said, just let me know what day. But I was just like, at what point, JB, do you just say no? She said, they just said that maybe you were going to cost too much. I said, no, what they were saying is I should cost too much, but I'm still undervaluing myself because people without my license, people without my experience, and people without any of the things I got, without the book, without the workbook, without any of it, charge thousands of dollars just to look at them. And I'm still undervaluing myself, being disrespected on a daily. Well, all you know, well, all of that we do. But the more, the more we let it be done, the more it will be done. But when I get to the point where I say, tell them no to my office, they'll be going around telling everybody. That JB Bryan, she don't even want to talk to us. She won't even come and talk. You know what I'm saying? But they won't remember that you beat me down, that you dissed me, that you treated me this way. They won't remember that they did it. And it's the same company that somebody just walked up to me the other day and asked, is your company for sale? But the moment that the moment that I sell my firm to somebody else, they'll say, oh my God, she sold her firm. Like, you know what I'm saying? But at what point do you think that I get tired of being kicked in the face for loving us? And nobody ever said, we appreciate what you do for us. We want you to be a part of us, or we want you to, you know what I mean? Nothing. So that's why I say, I should stay right with us, right here, doing what I do in my safe place, protect my experience. If they want to get the information, they can come right here. Why would I go out? That's all I need to say. When they asked me to come speak, I said, look, every Wednesday night, I have financial empowerment workshops. You're considering me or the credit union. You know what? Go ahead and pick the credit union. Let them have it. You don't have to brag to me about I'm up against them. You know, they got it. Let them have it. And then I'll be here doing this one for us for free, which I've been doing for 30 years. That's so focus on the experience. And if I did, I mean, can you imagine, like, you know, that if you don't enjoy your experience, you get to the end of your life, like if you don't like, you don't like you have to love what you do. because they're not gonna tell you ain't gonna be no service to black folk trophy given to me and put in the side of my casket. Mm-mm. For putting us first award. Mm-mm. It says in May 2020, in the Experimental Social Psychology Journal, they did a study on moment to moment happiness on spending, moment to moment happiness of spending, and they published it in May of 2020, and they researched 2,600 adults who randomly were assigned to material or experiential groups to see um, how they would respond to their purchases. And the participants were sent random text messages during the day to monitor their emotions as they were purchasing items. And then it said that the material purchases, they bought things like jewelry, clothing, furniture, and the experiences people, they went to sporting events, they went out to restaurants, and or they went to other, it says, or they engaged in other experiences. And it says happiness was higher for participants who consumed experiential purchases over those who purchased material items, regardless of the cost of the item. You know? So it says the participants were asked a series of questions and details about their purchases, and the research concluded that people are happier with experiential purchases over material ones, irrespective of whether you measure the happiness before, during, or after the consumption. Mm. And it says experience also provoked more satisfaction, even though people typically spent more time using their material possessions. So and it says that the research said a possible explanation is the endurance of experience in people's memories, while the perceived value of material goods weakened over time. And then and I have some questions I wanted us to consider. So do you think that's true? Um, that about material items weakening your interest, weakening over time?
Yes, I agree.
Yeah, is that these and these questions like came to me randomly, like, do we have too many things, and are the things that we have costing us too much to have, like, and when I was asking that I was like thinking like are we giving up too much of our life to have the things that we have, like, and Angela, like, you can call my phone to talk if you want, like, that's a good idea because you can't hear it. The are we giving up too much to to to, to have things like when people don't know their children because they work all the time, and they go, well, I gotta work, these kids are acting up, doing stuff, running down the street and this and that, and they know that their kids are like having these huge problems, but they keep saying, well, I have to work, I have to work. But in many of those situations, they don't both have to work. Like there'll be two-parent households, and they're, choosing these, they're making these, choices to, have this house with this huge mortgage. And a lot of times the children will grow up and they'll go, oh, only thing that they remember is the times that their parents were there with them. Like their biggest memories will be, the times where their parents were home with them together, or the times where they sat outside and had a cookout. Like and their parents will say, like, my mom would say, like, what do you want for Christmas? And I would say, I just want peace. And she would say, yeah, if I just gave you peace, you'd be mad. You'd be mad. And I would say to myself, like, if I had peace, I'd be real glad. Like, literally, literally. I just wanted peace, just peace. And her to stop smacking me upside the head. Like, just peace. And I don't think like parents like really get it like that, kids like, I know, for me, and like I just wonder, like, I know I meant it. Like I didn't want anything for Christmas. Not at what it costs. Like, and they'd always be stressed out, like sit down, shut up, like la la. Y'all always want all this stuff, like, and blah 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 blah. And they, you could just tell there was just this tension, like of like they just felt like they had to get all this stuff. And I just don't know if like other, so it took away from the whole experience of it, you know. And to me, that's not living your best life. I don't know if there's any parents out there doing that. Like, in the but like, the other day, like, I've been like going through a breakup, and I'm so happy. And I prayed the other day. I was like, I really hope that he is as happy as I am, because I am so happy. And I'm so happy. I didn't, and we weren't like, fussy people anyway. Like we didn't fussing, but he left, and I hoped he left because he wasn't happy, and I didn't know I wasn't happy. And I'm so happy, and I really pray to God that he is as happy or happier than I am, because this is like I'm like living my best life, alone. But like, I really wish that couples would like be committed to each other's happy like that. Like we should just want each other to be happy. And I just remember like always saying that, you know what I mean, to him, like that I would just always want, him to be happy, like alive or dead. Like, everything I've ever wanted for everybody that I love is for them to be happy. And but it's such a joy. But you see like so many couples like they're just like, like they just, you know what I mean? They break up, they're like that motherfucker, like you know what I'm saying? They just so like hate each other. Like, I just thank God for like not being that way, not feeling that way. All I can feel was like, wow, I hope he's this happy. Like, you know what I mean? Like that is so cool for God to like give me that kind of heart, like to just be like that happy, and to want happy like that for someone. That's all. That has to be God. That has to be like, I just kind of feel like that was like Jesus feel like that when he was up there, like, you know what I mean? He's probably feeling like that. He was like, they trying, to kill me, but like I'm good. I know where I'm going. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm good. I am good. So that's like our life experience should be like that. And I think that when you're in a point of your life where you are really trying to focus on your life experience, I think that's why and that you're like you're that you when that people get so much out of experiences, you know? Exactly. Miss Davis is like, that's why I was setting those powerlifting records. You know what I mean? I guess so. Like you just feel like, yeah, when you're in a good place and you want good for everybody around you, and you just like, yeah, you just start. And I am like, I was on the bench today, like, and my trainer was like, JB, like, you are doing best reps. Like, my arms are balanced and, I'm stronger. I'm using my body better. I'm resting better. That's what's up. Like, I'm gonna be able to like rep Mr. Jones. I'm gonna be like, "Pooh, pooh." We're gonna be all of that. We're gonna be like TV, Guinness World Records.
Right, Mr. Jones?
You better get ready. 20 reps of Mr. Jones, Guinness World Records.
Time out. Time out. Time out. Did we not have the discussion already? She broke that record already. When I went to see her at the competition, she was benching my weight.
He said, well, you're gonna have to gain weight now. I know. I'm at one. I know. I did 175 the other day. Like you got to gain weight. You had to get your weight up.
That's my old weight. I ain't going back to that.
Exactly. I know. Right? That's why I got to focus on reps now. Just do twice, 3 times, 2 times. I know
Please share with me you have a new trainer, not the one who didn't show up.
Yeah, I know. But the only reason he's still in the game is because he did break his finger. He does.
Okay. He get a pass.
Yeah, you would have said, boy, you better have a broken finger. He did.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm like, what? Yeah.
But he had 9 other fingers. He still could have called you, JB.
Oh, I know. That's what I should have been. It ain't even your dollar finger. It's not even your texting finger. It's way over here. It was this finger. I know. Exactly. Exactly. You can just Google call. Call JB Bryan.
Boom, there it is. Right there.
What in the world?
We got to keep an eye on dude. We got to keep an eye on dude.
Exactly. I know. It's like you caught him. But I had you.
Yes,
So
we did.
We got good pictures and everything. That was crazy.
Yes.
Y'all did it. Y'all saved the day. Because I did turn it around. Because I was falling apart miserably before y'all got there. It was bad. It was bad. So God is good. The family saved the day. Got her back on course. Yes, indeed. But the experiences have a lot to do about where we are mentally. Oh, Mr. knows that he feels me 100%. Yeah, where you are mentally, says everything. Thank you so much. Like everything says everything about everything that happens to us. What was his name? He said when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. Like everything is different. Like, you know what I mean? When we're looking at it from a power position, from a love position, and and from a growth position, and from an opportunity position, where are the opportunities in this from you to grow? How are you going to be empowered from this experience? Yeah, and like for all of you, like we're talking about something new though. I mean, how many people have ever been to something that you all like? That was pretty powerful for y'all to come from like a whole nother state and to come to um a powerlifting competition. That was really powerful because it's like, I mean, there's very few people on the planet that have ever come to something like that. Like bodybuilding is glamorous, and a lot of people go to something like that. But powerlifting is not glamorous, and the sport doesn't get a lot of support.
I
Um,
used to watch it during the Olympics when I was a lot younger, but your competition was actually the first competition I've been to.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
as you see, like it doesn't get enough support, and it's very important, and I believe that and it's very important for heart health, and I'm gonna continue to I hope God continues to use me as an advocate for our community, for grown folk like myself to use it to help keep our circulation up, and that it is a great way to reduce the heart disease within our community. It I'm convinced that it saved my life, and you all have seen how it has saved me. Like I'm down like 50 pounds. I'm a different person. Like so, um, and not to think about like the changes that it's done internally. So the no Kanika, your friend Emily Johnson is not a member of AfroEconomics. I only My comfort zone is people in AfroEconomics, which is for real. I have this new rule that the only people that have access to me are members of AfroEconomics, you know? And even if they do, even if they're in powerlifting, they don't have access to me if they're not in Afroeconomics, like and I mean an active member, because in the world that we live in, I have been blessed, but I have allowed too much access to me, and I need each of you to also know this, like take yourself very seriously, that we need to protect ourselves better, and that you need to limit the access that people have to you, and protect yourself. Oh, no, that's the office number, Biscuit. Let me call you. You always calling the wrong number. That's that's the landline, Biscuit has. I'm like, why is somebody calling her? Angela, you something else. Stop calling it. I can't pick that up. Oh, I guess I could. I didn't even think about that. I can pick it up. Okay, call it again. I can call it again. That's funny. Look, I can't pick it up. That is so funny. Wait a second. Okay. Angela, can y'all hear her? Can you all hear her?
Well, that's okay. My question, JB, is when did you start powerlifting and how long did it take before you noticed the difference?
The yeah, I've lifted for probably 20, at least 20 years. I've always lifted. I've always been a lifter. But during COVID, I couldn't lift as heavy, and I couldn't lift as heavy because so during COVID, because I have weights in my house, but not like at the gym. And I have a gym in my house, but it's not like in the gym. So and I was working more and sitting more and eating bad food during COVID. So I started seeing changes because I lowered my weight and I got lazy. So for at least a year. So then I always wanted to to be competitive and increase. So then during COVID, um, I gained like 40 pounds and of fat. And then just because of diet, just bad choices and ordering DoorDash. So I slowed down plus bad diet and bad experience, bad choices. But I was still exercising. And I even had a trainer that was, I was doing virtual training in my own gym twice a week and three to two times a week. But it wasn't enough for me. I trained 6 times a week. So I wasn't at anywhere near my level that I should have been, like, and eating wrong. So then, but yeah, I've always been an active resistance trainer. But my trainer stopped training, so he switched me to this female that wasn't appropriate for me. And I told her that she wasn't, but she wouldn't back up because she wanted my money. So I finally like had to get her out the way. And I said, I got to get with someone else that can really help me get back to my powerlifting. And I want to I'm gonna do a competition. I'm good, and that was the first. So that was January of this year was the first time that I did. So I trained to really compete from November of last year, when I really got sick. Like my legs got really bad and heavy last November, but I still would not stop. I mean, they would hurt so bad. They were like so swollen. And I wouldn't stop. Um, I was like, I know that the only way to get my circulation right is I have to push through this. And I just kept pushing. And because I went when I went to the doctor, they gave me an antibiotic, but there was no infection there. And I knew it was just the circulation was going because I wasn't getting the resistance. Like my muscles were just atrophying because I was slowing down too much. And but they never suggested it. I had to figure it out on my own. Because they just looked at me as this is a fat black girl. They did not say this is an athlete who has slowed down. This is, none of that. They just said, I don't know, take this antibiotic, and it didn't work. They said, well, you should maybe get an IV antibiotic. I was like, but I don't have an infection. Like they didn't care that I didn't have an infection. They just were like, this is all we can give you. That's sad. Remember, I was telling you about it. I remember, I was telling you, like, I don't, so, but so I did what they said, but I knew it wasn't the answer. And I just started fasting and correcting my diet and working out. And then just push through it. I mean, but it was very extremely painful. And as I would work out, my legs, the circulation would like wake up and then it would get better. Um, and the extreme pain like stopped after like a couple of months. And then slowly it got slowly better. But it was really ugly. Like they were really ugly for months. Like like just ugly. And then and like I couldn't wear like shoes, like it was bad. Like I couldn't wear my regular shoes or my pants. Like I would have to like wear big pants, like wide leg pants and stuff. And then it just I just like just kept pushing. But I went to the competition that way. And the first one and did well and um by myself, like even like nobody would come in, like nobody came in, like and I just went in and I remember these men saying like if this is your first competition, don't stop, don't stop. Like this is amazing. Like just don't stop. And I was like old. Of course I was the oldest one there. And I was like, I'm, just not. And then I was still in pain, like, but I just like I can't stop. Like as I knew it was my only way out. And then um it just started like and that was like January, then February, then March, um, I said, I can't eat any more processed food. And that was kind of when I realized my relationship was falling apart. And probably because I looked so bad, like, he told me like that he was interested in other people. So I said, well, if I lose weight, like then maybe I can save this thing. So I started like that's when I said no processed food. This is getting desperate. I have to lose this weight now. So then the no processed food, and that like really started working. And then and that like really brought it like my weight like really started coming down. My legs really started correcting and I I was scared I was gonna lose my strength, but I started getting stronger. That was crazy. My trainer was like, I don't know how you're gonna hold on to your strength because you're losing so much weight so fast. I mean, I was losing like 10 pounds. Like it was just like shoo, like it was like some sort of allergic reaction that I had had to something that I had eaten. And when I stopped the bread and stopped the pasta, like just fluid just went and it just broke. Like it just came out. And and then like everything turned around. Like my face, you know what I'm saying? My face like just whoop. Like I saw a picture I put on Facebook the other day, and then my face was like puffy in the picture, and I was like, whoa, my face has changed like a lot. Like my face is like slim now. But I was like so allergic to whatever, I was eating. Like now I won't eat like anything processed. If I don't cook it, I don't eat it. Like today I had ribeye, but I cooked that half of ribeye. I cut it up. My daughter had half, I had half, and it was more than enough. And mixed spring greens and half of organic, everything organic and grass fed beef because, I'm dropping weight every week and not trying. I'm down about 50 pounds, and like almost all fat. And I keep getting stronger and stronger. That's like an anomaly. That's all the grace of God. And then and I just, so I just feel, so much better. I just feel so much better. And then like kind of and then I don't have that feeling like, thank you, Suzette. And then it'll feel like I stopped that feeling of I'm not enough. Like I just feel like I'm enough. Cause once like when you're in love and like someone tells you like, oh, like, that you're not enough, like you're constantly trying to find out like what do you do to be enough? What can I do? What can I change? What can I do? Now I don't feel like that every day. I'm just like it is what it is. Like I'm not like worried about my fro. Where's my fro? Like what I'm saying? I'm like everything is fine. I'm enough. This is enough. I don't even put on I ain't put on no makeup. Just keep it moving. God is good. I'm not enough for that sorority. I ain't enough. I ain't enough for him. I ain't enough. But I'm enough for me. I'm enough for me. I'm enough for God. I'm enough. I'm enough. Right? We're enough. We're enough. Like that's how I'm like, we gotta live our best life. That's what we gotta live our best life. This is our life experience. Yeah. Yeah. We're building that muscle mass. And and if we don't eat right, when you're losing weight, like it'll take your muscle mass first. It won't go for the fat, it'll go for the muscle mass. So I have to focus on nutrition and eat right to protect the muscle so it'll go for what I don't want. It'll go for, the extra. So protect your protein. Protein protects our muscle, especially as we age. Eat your protein. But so many people doing protein powder. But how about eat food? I'm like, why we gotta do the powder? Eat food. Eat it. Like they be getting us with that protein powder. I'm like, just eat a piece of chicken. I'll be going up in the gym with a piece of chicken in my plastic bag. And people going around with the cup, shaking on the thing. That cup costs as much as a piece of chicken or more. Cook the piece of chicken. I grab the chicken, grab my chicken thigh. I love chicken thigh, and keep it moving. And you save money paying nobody for a processed shake of powder. We don't even know if this really in there. I don't trust it. I don't trust nobody that much. Y'all good. I have to put it through that machine to see if it really has that much protein in it. I don't trust them. But we can make these experiences, and now it's when it's asked like when is the best time to give your inheritance. Like I think that we rob ourselves of the experience of giving money to our family. Like how people like are like have money and they are like, well, they'll get it when I die. But they say that the best time to give money is not when you die. Like actually, like before you die is most of the time the age where people will benefit from your gift the most, like in their 30s and before they're 50. Because around the time where people inherit money in their 50s and 60s, it's pretty much too late. That you're giving it to them, but you really can't help their quality of life at that point. Does that make sense, Mr. Jones?
So say that again, JB.
Like people are like, if somebody gives you money now, you inherit some money now. The first thing you would think is like, wow, if they had given this to me when I was 30, it really could have made a difference.
If I inherit money now at my
It,
age,
it won't make as much a difference as what it would have done when you were 30. You know what I'm saying? Like it's saying that people are inheriting money too late in life. Like if we give people money when they need it, their life experience would be better.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
That we're waiting until we die to give it to people.
mm-hmm,
But we should give money to people when they need it most. And then you don't have to worry about it. Because then you go, well, I gave you your money already. Now go away. You got
mm.
it. And then you can go and waste your money.
I can agree with that, JB, as long as once I give it, I need to know it is properly appropriated. If it is misappropriated, that's going to make me extremely upset.
Yeah,
So,
but you can do that if you do it while you're alive. But if you give it to them when you're dead, you really can't tell what they did with it. If you really want to know, you know what I mean? Like, think about people that set up these trusts and they wait until after they die, and it's not even done the way they said.
Mm-hmm.
They should do that while they're living, really. I mean, they should really consider,
Well, it's just the
right?
people in my family.
I know, but you did it while you were living. And then you wouldn't have to worry about it. If they met, you know me, if they did wrong, like if you do wrong, it's done. The money's gone. You don't have to worry about it no more. Everything that's left is for you. You can die on E. You can die on E. I ain't got nothing to do with it. Y'all, you know what I mean? You wasted it. You're on your own. But I'm just saying that that's a philosophy out there to consider. That is, like the rich people's philosophy. Like Bill Gates and them are like they're not leaving their kids anything, and that's mostly because they're giving it to them while they're alive. They don't have to, like, you know what I'm saying, because they need it now, and they get the benefit of it now, and they get to be loved and worshiped now. They want that now. They want that. They want the props now. We're like waiting because it's kind of like what we've been told to do, but we're not getting any props for that.
Mm-hmm.
And then also it's because we do a lot with life insurance, and the life insurance, you know what I mean, doesn't pay until we're dead. So if that's the case, then that's why. But if it's like money like that's in an IRA or something, it could be, to your advantage to consider giving it to them, earlier. At least we should talk about giving it to them. Yeah. And then focusing on staying in touch with reality. No, I think that's a powerful thing for us to do. Um, living our best life, that we should make a commitment to being as in touch with reality as possible, making a commitment to not saying that things are the way they are because that's the way I want them to appear. You know what I'm saying? Like, but saying, getting in touch with reality. I know that, like, there was this lady, and her own advice, her advice to me was, when I was in my 20s, that she said was, always stay in touch with reality. And she had mental health issues. But I think that was the best advice that she could give a young person. Like, don't make up what is. Look at things for where they really are and see the truth. That's what it is, and accept it. Like, a lot of people live and bullshit themselves. Don't do that. Like, what I mean? Like, like don't create a life experience that doesn't exist. Stay in tune with reality. You know what I mean? And build from there. Yeah. See things as they are. Yeah, as opposed to how you want them to be. Yeah, or yes. Yes, because we do that. Thank you, Mr. Jones. You get what I'm saying. Exactly, exactly. Exactly. Yeah. Mm, yeah. And let's create, living our best life. Do you have good daily habits. What are your daily habits? And what are your good daily habits? Ms. Reagan, what are your good daily habits? Ms. Davis, what are your good daily habits, Ms. Davis?
One of them is, I don't run anymore. I used to do marathons. I think I told you guys that, but I don't do that anymore. But one of my daily habits, as close to daily as can be, is I get up and walk.
Good.
And I like being outside, enjoying the natural sunlight.
Good.
That has become priority. No matter really what's going on, unless it's raining or something like that. But that's something I wake up, I look forward to doing. And I try to spend about 45 minutes doing it on average.
That's right. I love it. That's so good. That time you meditate while you walking and just get in it. Get in it. You deserve it. I love it. Thank you. Well, I think that is good. Y'all got any closing words before y'all go about our living our best life? You know, we living our best life. That's right. Stay in touch. God did. I love y'all. Thank y'all so much for sharing your night with me. This is different, but it's necessary. We're making money, but how we spend our money really does make a difference.
Everybody have a blessed and safe evening. I will not be with you Friday afternoon, JB. I got an appointment.
What?
Yeah, I got an appointment. It's something I don't want to do, but I have to go.
Well, sometimes it's like that, but thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mr. Harris. Yes, we are. We are enough. I'm gonna make a t-shirt. We are enough.
That's right.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are. We're gonna make a t-shirt, Mr. Jones. You are enough.
Thank you, Ms. Howard.
Uh-oh.
Yes.
Uh-oh.
Thank you, Ms. Howard.
Cool.
Oh, that's right.
Good night, everybody.
Do your head like this. Get up, Miss Reagan. You can do whatever you want, because what? This ain't no line dance. That's right. Because God did it. God did it. God did it. That's right. Oh, I love y'all. Take care. I gotta break some copyright infringement. Love y'all. Have a good night. Good night. Mm.